What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to another video. I'm Forti. Today we're going to talk about something a little different. Normally I talk about fragrances in the first impression manner, where I do like a first impression for you guys through an unboxing, which I've been doing for you guys over the past year and a half. I've done a lot of it in the past. Rekindle this function here in the channel just to give you guys a brief on what I think about the fragrance, and if you guys really like it, I come back with a full review. Now this time around we're going to talk about fragrances that you guys ought to know about. There are new releases in the market, 2020/2021. We're just, in the beginning of 2021. But these fragrances I'm really looking forward to trying myself. I'm really looking forward to trying them, wearing them, and sharing them with you guys. But before I get them, I want to tell you guys a little bit about them, what I expect to get from them, and why I can't wait to try them. So if you guys want to know what they are, stick around. The video's up next. Welcome back to another video. I'm Forti. Today, of course, we are talking about fragrances. In fact, we're talking about 7 fragrances that I can't wait to try. And 6 of them are actually releases from 2021, and 1 of them is actually from 2020, which I haven't been able to, number one, find it anywhere. So if somebody's watching this and you have this where you live and you can actually help me get this in my collection, get a bottle of this, please do get in touch with me. Forti at gmail.com or info@maxforti.com are my 2 handle emails. I would greatly appreciate it if you guys can help me facilitate a bottle of this particular fragrance. And I'm talking about the 2020 release of Costume National Homme Parfum Edition. I love this fragrance. The original Eau de Parfum, which was actually a 2008 release, if I'm not mistaken, is a Dominique Ropion release. This new one, Costume National Parfum, it's supposed to be a just pure parfum fragrance, is a 2020 release. And from what I understand, they removed some of the notes that were a little bit too sharp in the original, like the cloves, for example, which a lot of people didn't like. And they actually added musk and heavier patchouli concentration, of course, heavier concentration of these elements in this newer release. So I'm really, very, very excited about this new release, which was actually from the mid to the latter part of 2020. So Costume National Parfum is one that I'm really looking forward to, especially because Dominique Ropion is one of the top, 10 master perfumers that I absolutely love and follow works. So let me know your thoughts on, Costume National, the original Eau de Parfum, if you guys are a fan or not, and if you guys are also equally excited and waiting for the newest, Parfum 2020 release, such as myself. But as soon as I'm able to get a bottle, I will definitely share with you guys. And again, if somebody can get me a bottle of this, please be sure to give me a holler. Next up, we're going to talk about the 5th release from this collection. It's actually the 4th flanker and the 5th release. And it's, of course, Stronger With You from Emporio Armani. This is going to be Stronger With You, absolutely. So I've reviewed for you guys, I want to say maybe a month ago, the Stronger With You Leather, which I really, really enjoyed. It is my favorite so far in the collection. And of course, I do enjoy the original. But this one here is adding a note of whiskey. It's adding a boozy facet to the fragrance that I can't wait to try. I love boozy fragrances. I'm thinking this is going to be the best one. And from what I've read from the Emporio Armani website and from different briefings and different ads that I've read about this fragrance, it's supposed to be quote unquote the strongest one yet from the collection. It's going to be considered a Oriental Fougere fragrance. And some of the notes in this fragrance include bergamot, rum. I said whiskey, they're saying rum here. Elemi, lavender, Davana, glazed chestnut. So they're going to retain that nutty feel that we get from all the fragrances in this collection, along with cedar, vanilla, and patchouli. Again, I'm very excited to getting this particular fragrance in my collection, of course, wearing it and reviewing it for you guys. Let me know so far from this Stronger With You which one is your favorite thus far, and if you are actually excited and willing to try this one yourselves, guys, comment below. Staying with the Armani brand, we're going to go from the Emporio Armani to the Giorgio Armani collection, specifically the Code line, and we're going to talk about the new Giorgio Armani Code Parfum 2021. It seems like every company is going into this intense and parfum thing still in 2021. It's going to be the norm here, as we can see with flankers still being the topmost releases from designers. I think that's going to be the trend here again for this year. And the new Armani Code Parfum 2021, from the bottle itself, it looks like they inverted the collars. I'll pop both bottles here so you can see the difference. The older bottle was gold with the black cap. This is going to be black with the gold cap. So I really like the bottle, the way it looks. And from the notes here, it looks like it's going to be another good Armani Code. We're talking about mandarin orange, bergamot, and lemons up top, with rosemary, lavender in the mid, so a little bit herbal. And tonka bean absolute, again with the tonka, cedar wood, musk, and vanilla. So I think they're going to follow the trends of the Armani Codes, but perhaps the way the blend is, you know, it's going to be maybe a little more mature with this lavender rosemary in the mid. We shall see. I think the previous releases from this line have been more youthful. Maybe this is going to be a more well put together, perhaps a little more sophisticated and mature vibe with this new release. We shall wait and see. And again, I can't wait to share with you guys. From Armani, we're going to jump into Yves Saint Laurent. YSL releases a new YSL, a new Y fragrance from the line of Y fragrances, which I'm not huge fond of. I don't really appreciate the line of the Y. Not that they're bad fragrances, I just don't think that they're unique enough for my taste. I think they're very generic. When it comes to blue scents, there are other options that I'd rather go to instead of the Y. But needless to say, the new Y here looks promising. The person chosen to carry on the name of the Y collection with this new Y Parfum is going to be Lenny Kravitz. He's going to be the ad boy for this campaign, or the ad man for this campaign. And it's supposed to be a very powerful and bold scent from what I've read. Let me read a little briefing here from Yves Saint Laurent. A new, more intense version of the men's perfume Y from Yves Saint Laurent, which will be released earlier in 2021. I haven't been able to get a hold of it. The new perfume is said to be a powerful dark fougere, and the composition combines freshness with intensity, which results in great elegance. We shall see. The bottle looks really cool. I do love the dark appointments in the bottle. Do love the way it looks. And from the notes, we're talking about grapefruit, apple, ginger, and aldehydes up top with sage, lavender essence, geranium absolute at the mid. The base, we're talking cedar, olibanum, tonka, and patchouli essence. It seems like a lot of the new releases now, especially over the past few months, you know, from the latter part of last year into this new year, we've seen a lot of companies going into perhaps a more sophisticated and mature vibe with this herbal kind of a mid. And that's the same thing I'm seeing here with some of the new releases from designer houses. But again, I can't wait to try it on skin and see if this one perhaps will change my mind from the Y line of fragrances from Yves Saint Laurent, which is definitely my least favorite from all the collections available. Big news here from Hermes. The company announces their first masculine release after 15 years with the inception of Terre d'Hermes from Jean-Claude Elena back in 2006. The new fragrance is called H24, which I'm really looking forward to. Let me read the Hermes briefing here on this fragrance. So Christine Nagel, which is the perfumer that knows behind this one, loves to give her creations volume and texture. So she wanted to represent and create textures such as cashmere, silk, and velvet in this fragrance. Christian Nagel collaborated with the creative director of clothing and fashion from Hermes, Veronique Nichanian, to create H24. The perfume is inspired by ready-to-wear collections from the Hermes clothing collection. So from what I see here, the fragrance looks to be rather a freshy, perhaps with a woody base. And the notes here are going to be clary sage, narcissus absolute, so there's a floral component there, rosewood, the woody base, and sclerine, which is supposed to be a metallic sort of a note and accord that will give this fragrance a floral metallic kind of undertone. I'm, for one, very excited to try this fragrance because, you know, like I said, Hermes hasn't really released anything masculine for men since 2006, so it's been 15 plus years. So this one here looks to be very interesting, very different, perhaps another groundbreaking fragrance. Let's keep our fingers crossed. It's been quite a while since we've had a groundbreaking fragrance from designers in the masculine side of things. So fingers crossed, guys. New fragrance is an Eau de Toilette and it'll be available in two sizes, 50 ml and 100 ml, guys. Let me know in the comments if you are also looking for this new Hermes release like myself, guys. Speaking of groundbreaking fragrances, here's one from a house that is quite underrated here in the fragrance community, along with a lot of different brands that we don't talk about as much. This one here had some really home runs over the past few years, including Salvatore Ferragamo F Black, which is very renowned and loved here in the fragrance community. But this one is a new one from their men's line. It's called Ferragamo Intense Leather. I'm, for one, a huge fan of leather fragrances, so I can't wait to try this one. Ferragamo has released a Ferragamo Men new fragrance last year, so this is going to be a flanker to that particular fragrance. And this is going to be inspired, of course, in a note of leather, hence the fact Intense Leather in the name. The notes for the new Ferragamo Intense Leather includes mandarin, pink pepper, and nutmeg up top. The heart will have lily of the valley, iris, and a Nurka apple. And the base will have musk, oak moss, earthy notes, and of course the leather. So the base looks very interesting to me, along with that musk, the oak moss, which I love, the earthy notes, and the leather. Hopefully this will be a great one, a powerhouse fragrance, a modern classic, if you will. So I'm really looking forward to this one. I love Ferragamo. The last fragrance I reviewed for you guys from this house, from Ferragamo, was Pour Homme Oud, or Oud Pour Homme, which was really basically a leather fragrance. So I'm really curious about this one. And last but not least, guys, the iconic Gentleman, Givenchy Gentleman 1974 has had many flankers over the years, and it doesn't stop there. We're gonna have a new one in 2021 called Givenchy Intense, or Eau de Toilette Intense, which is going to be surrounding the note of iris. I reviewed for you guys our latest flanker in this collection last year, which was Boisé, which I really didn't like. Let me rephrase that. I actually really loved the introduction of the fragrance, but from the mid into the base, it became very generic and very uninspiring. I'm really hoping that this new one will be different and will take the fragrance to the next level. Now, the new description here for this new fragrance from Givenchy Gentleman Collection, Eau de Toilette Intense, is defined the following way from Givenchy themselves, and I quote, "Redefines seduction with a natural elegance and crystallizes the very essence of a true gentleman." The new fragrance is classified as a woody, aromatic, floral fragrance. And the notes in this composition, which by the way was composed by Natalie Larson along with Olivier Cresp, so it was a collaboration between two great noses. And it's said to be a green, aromatic, spicy fragrance that wears very gentle on the skin. We're talking about a fragrance that has notes of bergamot, basil, and cardamom up top. The heart includes the blue iris, cypress, which I love in fragrances, and the base has coumarin and cedar. So it's going to be a floral, woody type of a fragrance. I'm very excited to try this one. I'm hoping, even though it's an eau de toilette, I'm sure it's going to project quite well. A lot of times I'd rather get eau de toilettes rather than eau de parfums because I find that eau de toilettes will project a lot stronger on my skin than the eau de parfums, which will stay closer, they'll last longer, but won't have that push that I really love for the first couple hours that I get with eau de toilette. So I'm really excited about this one. I hope that you guys are as well excited about this one. Let me know in the comments from the 7 fragrances here that I shared with you guys that you guys ought to know about and really try. And I can't wait to try them. I want to know in the comments which one sounds most appealing to you. And also let me know in the comments from last year, the latter part of 2020 and early 2021, which fragrances are you guys really looking forward to trying so far, guys. Go crazy in the comments. Let me know, of course. If you do appreciate the content, don't forget to show your support. Leave me a like, touch the subscribe button for more, and hit the notification bell icon so you get videos like these straight into your feed. As always, guys, remember, fragrance is emotion. It's an extension of your character, so wear what truly moves you. I'll see you guys right back here with another video very soon. Take care.